Nobody seems to understand crop circles, and it's because nobody really understands the science of ether. This is all etheric technology. It's not technology that we recognize. Modern science cannot understand this. Modern science is materialistic. They only got half of the picture. And we all base our understanding on that. So we cannot understand things like crop circles, alien technology. We don't even understand the ancient temples, the pyramids. All of this is etheric technology, a very different science. But this is the real science. This is the way the universe actually works. And if you understand the ether, you can understand all these so-called mysteries. So let me try and explain it to you today once and for all. What are crop circles and how are they made? Now, the ether, first of all, the ether is spiritual. It is spirit, pure consciousness itself. That is so difficult to wrap your head around. Consciousness is not physical, but the entire universe is manifest from consciousness. You can look at it like this. The ether is pure spirit, pure consciousness. It is fluid, a fluid, mysterious energy. But that energy will condense and crystallize. It crystallizes into material substance, atoms. So the material world that we see around us is crystallized ether. It's like ice and water. They're the same thing, ice and water, but they appear to be different things. So we've got the ether, pure consciousness, mysterious energy, but we've got material substance, that is crystallized ether, ice. It's the same thing, but it appears to be different. It's a particular condensed form of consciousness. It has now become objective. See these material objects around me, I can't say, oh, that is consciousness. But it is consciousness. It is frozen, crystallized consciousness. In my mind is a pure fluid flow of thoughts. The thoughts are always changing, moving. It's fluid. In this material substance, it's frozen thought. You can imagine it as a single thought. It can't change anymore. That single thought has locked into an atom. Again, I'm talking abstract here, but this is the way we can understand it. This is why no one understands this. A different type of science. We have to bridge between consciousness and the body, material substance. And that's what I'm trying to explain. So matter is crystallized ether, but the soul, the spirit, is pure fluid ether. And the entire universe is an interaction between consciousness and matter, fluid and crystal. Once you understand that, now you can look at the technology. This mysterious technology, etheric technology, is the method of bringing consciousness into manifestation. And that is done through geometry. Geometry itself. Again, that's why science, modern science, cannot understand it. Geometry is abstract. That is metaphysics. It is mathematics. Mathematics is not physical. Mathematics is an aspect of consciousness. If you think about it, mathematics can only exist in consciousness. Pure mathematics. Now, I go one step further. I will say this. There are two aspects of consciousness: mathematics and imagination. Two aspects only exist in consciousness. And the universe is manifest from consciousness. These two things, mathematics and imagination. But if you look at it, what comes into reality, we have imagination, but not all imagination can come into reality. It only comes into reality when it follows mathematics. It must follow the laws of mathematics, the laws of geometry. It must make sense, or it cannot exist. It will only exist in fluid. Imagination is fluid thought energy. Has not become manifest. It's still mysterious. Consciousness, spirit. This is the underlying substance of the universe. And that is what I'm calling ether. Very difficult to understand. And these crop circles are this etheric technology. What are they? What are they? They are perfect geometry, perfect mathematics. But they are also creative. They have some imagination. They are artistic. It's a delicate balance between something artistic, creative, but perfect, what they now call sacred geometry. That's what they are, first of all. And what does that do? What does that do? Well, this combination of perfect mathematics and imagination, or art, this is the ether. The ether coming into manifestation. It's the same as these ancient buildings, old world structures, the pyramids, the temples, mysterious ancient technology. They're all perfect geometry, perfect mathematics, extremely clever, symmetric mathematics. No one has done the detailed mathematical analysis. And this perfect mathematics, perfect geometry creates resonance. Resonance. They all resonate with sound, with light, with electrostatics, electricity, magnetism. They are all resonant structures, resonant geometries. This is the crossover between physics and metaphysics. Very difficult to understand. This is also the secret of alien technology. All the alien spacecraft, UFOs that people have seen, they say they are perfect, perfectly smooth. They see no creation marks, no welding. It's like it was 3D printed to perfection. The secret is perfect geometry. And again, I don't know if they've done the analysis, but if you do the measurements, you will find perfect mathematics, very clever mathematics, proportionality to that geometry. But you will have variations. They're also artistic. All different types of UFO, all different types of old world buildings, different types of cathedral, churches. If you look at the cathedrals and the churches, very similar designs, but all different. Delicate balance of mathematics and imagination. Two aspects of consciousness. But all of these things are etheric technology because they are to do with bringing consciousness into reality. It's the way that the universe works. That's the same as the crop circles. Bringing consciousness into reality. Okay, now there's another way we can look at this. We can say that the crop circles are magic symbols. Now we know magic symbols. The shaman would do this. If you look at the Taoist masters, ancient calligraphy, you look at witchcraft, all these things, they will have magic symbols. People know it now. The logos that are used in all these corporations, they're all using sacred geometry, magic symbols, the pentagram. But the pentagram is magic because it is perfect mathematics. It must be the Pythagorean pentagram, the 108, 36, 36 degree triangle. It's a particular mathematics to do with the golden ratio. The golden ratio mathematics is the universal mathematics of the universe. I've done a lecture on it. I'll leave links below to the lecture I talk about the golden ratio. And the whole mathematics around it, it's called incommensurability. Very deep, very difficult metaphysics and mathematics. Goes back to Plato, Pythagoras, ancient Egyptians. But of course it goes way back. Ancient civilizations will know this mathematics. The aliens will know this mathematics. It's the mathematics of bringing the ether, consciousness, into reality. The golden ratio is the mathematics of life. All living things follow this Fibonacci sequence, the Fibonacci spiral, the golden ratio proportionality. Everyone knows this. But life is not perfect. It's always changing. There's an element of creativity, variation in life. Delicate balance between perfect mathematics and imagination. Creativity. That is the nature of the ether, the universe. It is the nature of the soul. I, the soul, am a creative consciousness, but I am also governed by mathematics. This body is mathematical. Life is geometry. Consciousness is geometry itself. So when you create a pattern, a shape, a technology out of this perfect mathematics, it will connect to the ether. It resonates. Okay, this is the word. It's to do with resonance. The ether, that is consciousness, creates geometry. But that geometry resonates. It resonates with sound, it resonates with light, it resonates with thought energy, and it resonates with etheric energy. Very hard to understand and explain this. But these crop circles are the same as these magic symbols. They are designed to resonate with the etheric energy. So when you draw a magic symbol, and you can do this, you get a magic symbol drawn for luck, for healing. That's what the shaman would do. Draw you a magic symbol, you take it home, put it on your wall. It's for good luck. You got it in feng shui, all these different magic symbols. The yin yang is a magic symbol for good luck, for good energy. These are magic symbols to bring etheric energy. Create it, generate it. It's etheric technology. That's the first thing. Then the next question is, how do you make these crop circles? How are they created? Well, first of all, it does imply consciousness because they are a design. They are a complicated mathematical design. Someone has designed it. That's why, okay, it's going to be alien. An alien has got the idea, oh, let's put this pattern down. Now, it could well be an alien. It could well be an alien, but this could also be pure consciousness. Once you understand the whole universe is consciousness, well, you're going to have consciousness inside a body, and you're going to have consciousness outside a body. And you're going to have all different levels of consciousness. Now, some people believe it's also the energy of the earth. Mother Earth itself is living, alive, and the energy of Mother Earth is coming up and creating these crop circles. Now, I wouldn't say it's quite like that, because they are quite specific. A specific crop circle requires a specific design that requires a focused consciousness. So an alien, for example, might have the idea and then create one. It requires a singularity of consciousness. Someone to have the idea, oh, I've got an idea of a nice design, let's put it in a crop circle. So it does require a singular consciousness to do it. But whether that consciousness is physical in a body or not doesn't matter. Now, the people that have seen the crop circles made, again, you've seen it, balls of light. Balls of light fly around the fields, and then you've got a crop circle. And I've talked about it before, the ball of light is in itself condensing. That is a ball of etheric energy condensing into light. Spiritual energy, thought energy will condense. Thought energy condenses into etheric energy. Etheric energy will condense into light energy. Now you've got a ball of light. But you can have a psychic ball, a psychic orb. You don't physically see it. That is still etheric energy. Not quite light. But if etheric energy gets denser and denser, it will become light. And it become more and more powerful, it will become electromagnetic. It can even become plasma. That is more dense. So the creation of a crop circle will require some real energy. It requires some electromagnetism. Some force has to do something to create the circle, the shape. So this ball of light must condense into greater power, at least for a moment, at least for the time it takes to create the crop circle. So the ball of light will condense and project electromagnetic energy in such a way that it can spin round and form this pattern. Now this is where it gets difficult. Now the people that study the crop circles, they say, okay, this is why it's undeniable. You can measure, afterwards you measure various electromagnetic anomalies, even radioactive anomalies. The rocks inside a crop circle have all been broken, split. So a lot of power has happened so that all the rocks crack. And the crop, the wheat has bent over, but it's bent over at 90 degrees or different angles, but it is still alive, not broken. It's like the wheat itself has bent, changed the direction of growth. You have softened, the plant has been softened, bent, and then hardened again. You have affected the life force energy. It's a crossover between the etheric energy and the physical energy. Remember, etheric energy, you can have a ball of etheric energy. That is life force energy, still consciousness. The life force energy can affect life. A ball of etheric energy will affect the plants. But it's more dense, it's light also, and it's electromagnetic now. So now that will create some physical effect, bend them like a wind, a whirlwind. Or you can look at it as another way. You see, you have a pattern. It's more like you broadcast. Imagine you project some light. You project some light through a filter. You have a cutout. Imagine you create a cutout pattern of the crop circle out of paper, and then you shine light through this cutout. Then on the wall you will have the projection of the pattern. So it will work something like that. Consciousness is projecting energy through a cutout, through a filter, and that projection goes through and then creates the pattern in the crop. It is not quite exactly light. We're talking about consciousness, etheric energy, then also light, then also electromagnetism, and also even plasma. Very powerful, condensed electromagnetism, at least for a few moments. So we can say the crop circles require a great deal of power, at least momentarily. And this is why there could be energy rising up from the earth. They're in a particularly powerful area on the earth, ley lines. So there's a lot of ambient electricity around that area. And it could be alien, or it could just be an advanced higher consciousness, disembodied consciousness, but very powerful consciousness. And a powerful consciousness has got the idea, I'm going to bring some energy down onto the earth. It's a good luck symbol, a healing symbol. So the higher consciousness says, I'm going to do some healing. I've got an idea for a nice magic symbol, some special geometry. That geometry is going to have a particular effect on the etheric energy, a particular effect that we need right now, and then it projects it down through the filter, and then boom, you've got the crop circle. Now, in order to have enough power, that consciousness has to collect energy. So that consciousness can collect the energy of the earth, draw up the earth energy, but it will also collect cosmic energy. Remember, consciousness is everything. It condenses. Okay, let me take you through it. Imagine I am a higher consciousness, and I want to create a crop circle. I've got an idea. This is what we do in healing. Those of you who know healing, look at Reiki healing. Reiki, they use symbols, patterns, and they draw the symbol in the air to do the healing. Shaman will do it. I do it. I will draw symbols in the air to do healing. You are creating a geometry, but a geometry from consciousness into etheric energy. Thought energy creates geometry. That geometry is resonating into etheric energy, then projecting. Think about it like this. It is information, particular type of information that is required to do some healing. Healing, what is healing? Healing is restoring balance. You find a particular pattern, particular information that will just do some balance, create balance. So if I want to create a crop circle, it's the same as me drawing a magic symbol. I will focus the energy, collect energy from the cosmos. I will collect energy from the earth, focus the energy inside, into my aura, into my consciousness, into my soul, till I can feel powerful energy building up. Etheric energy. But if I was that powerful, I will condense the etheric energy, condense it into light. Oh, now I've got a ball of light. But I'll condense the ball of light, now it becomes electromagnetic. Then I impart the information into the ball of light. Here's the pattern. I give you the instruction, the image of the geometry that I want to create. It goes into the ball. Condense, then boom, I'll send the ball off, down, increase its power, boom, and impart that pattern on the earth. But here's the thing, why is it in a crop You do get these patterns elsewhere, but it's got to be in a crop, wheat, a living plant. And these straight up lines of grass, are particularly good because they just bend. You can draw a picture in grass, in wheat, because it's living and you can affect the growth. You can just bend it, soften it for a moment. It will just bend. You are affecting the growth, the living energy in the plant. And people have seen it. The seeds that come out of the crop circles, very powerful seeds. This is the secret of electroculture. If you can take seeds from a crop circle and grow a new crop, they will be more powerful seeds. This is the secret for growing food, abundance. Don't need all these stupid chemicals. No, etheric technology. This is how it will work. So, if it's an alien, it's a higher consciousness alien. And I suspect it's disembodied consciousness. These are higher consciousness beings going around the universe. They're free. They are fluid energy, fluid consciousness energy. Again, we don't understand it. The entire universe is consciousness. Not all of that consciousness is in a body. But you can have very powerful, massive, disembodied consciousness. And people are saying, well, why aren't they helping us? Yeah, they are. That is healing. They're doing a healing. They're coming along and say, planet, I'll send you some healing. Boom! They send you a little magic symbol, a healing pattern. That's all it is. And we can do this ourselves. Draw a little pattern. Create some healing technology. That's what the shaman do. That's the Reiki healing. Projecting a geometry. But the projection is from thought energy into etheric energy, into light energy, electromagnetism, plasma, and then boom, actually create some effect on the ground. And people say if you meditate near the crop circles, you ask them to come, sometimes they come. You're waiting, and then you see the orb of light. They come and do it. Why? It's pure consciousness. You can communicate telepathically with consciousness. You say, please, let's have a crop circle. They might come along. All right, okay, I'll send you one. Boom, there's one. It's not alien. It's nothing to be afraid of. It's not mysterious. This is the nature of the universe. And even us in meditation, we can increase the power of our consciousness. That's the real message. The real message is this is how consciousness works. It condenses, increases in power. That means, hang on, I am consciousness. I can condense and increase in power. Let me do that in my meditation. So I hope this made sense. Please do check out my homepage, look through my lectures, because I talk about the ether and explain it in many, many different ways. It's a real science, but it's a metaphysical science. That's why we can't understand it. And do leave me any questions or comments. So thanks once more for your time and listening to me, and I look forward to seeing you in any of these other videos here.